box what you're looking to get out of this session. Let's put a little bit of pressure on Ashley. Comes along and just talks, does nothing. Let's put a bit of pressure on him.
Absolutely. I did a call earlier and it was someone's birthday, so I got my guitar off the back and sang a song.
Excellent. So in the chat box, what you're looking to get out of tonight's session, are you new to LinkedIn? Don't quite know where to start? Are you on LinkedIn and maybe not using it? Are you a seasoned professional and you're just looking for another couple of hacks to improve
Which one are you, Stuart?
presence? I've not been using it as much as I was actually. I came off the boil a little bit actually, so I need to get back in the game. I was posting consistently every day for maybe a year, and it was working so well I stopped doing it. So I need to get back in the zone, Matt.
Carl and Ben don't have LinkedIn. That's why you're here. Right, I am going to change your mind, Carl and Ben. Which one are you?
That's Carl.
That's Carl. Okay.
What am I?
Yeah, are you Carl or Ben?
Oh, I'm Carl.
You're Carl.
Ben is going to be joining. Ben's my son, and he works in the business. He's going to be joining me. But also, our 16-year-old apprentice will be joining us, who is our IT specialist.
Wow.
Excellent.
I am a brick specialist. You know where you are with a brick. They're very forgiving.
My father-in-law worked for West Brick and then Tarmac and whoever else took him over for 40 years. So every time we see a brick wall, we always think of him.
Excellent.
I love that you've all got your cameras on.
There's Alexis coming in as well. Fantastic.
I love your eyebrows, Maria. I'd like to do more posts. I tend to go straight into direct messaging, the contact. Oh, straight in for the kill row hit. Get in there.
Yes, absolutely. Quite right. Don't waste.
I don't know mine, and I don't know what to expect from LinkedIn. Callum, you're in for a treat this evening. Which one's Callum? There he is. You are in for a treat. Oh, you've all got plenty of paper to take lots of notes. You're going to share the recording afterwards?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Everything. I've never used it, so no, nothing. What else does anyone else want to get out of this thing tonight? Put it in the doodah. It's called chat. And also in the chat, put your LinkedIn URL and please connect with me.
Good stuff.
I don't bite, and I have had a shower.
Well, excellent. So we've now got Reese coming in as well. Good stuff.
Oh, remarkable. How'd you get on with that?
We're remarkable fans. Oh, the Remarkable is absolutely brilliant for an absolute technophobe like myself. I probably use 1% of its possibilities or potential, but what it does for me is absolutely superb.
Right, it's 1% more than I use it, and this is the thing, right? And this is the thing with everything in life. We are only going to use 10% of it. Whether it's your car, you buy 4 seats. How often do we have people in the back? You buy an off-roader, you never go off-road. You got a microwave, you only put jacket potatoes in it. Guess what I had for my dinner? Washing machine, we only use setting 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's the case. So, anyways, it's just gone 5 past. I know. Actually, you're on a tight deadline. So I'm just reading Maria's message as well. I'm a new business. I'm here. Well, yeah, I think it's right. I've read the letter. Excellent. Okay, so yeah.
We love voyeurs, Maria. Yep. Is it more focused on collaborating with other professionals than meeting retail customers? Not at all. Not at all. And there's going to be plenty of time for questions at the end.
Excellent.
If you've got a question, put a capital Q before you type the question, and then it's easier for Stuart to ask me at the end. Is that all right, guys? Keep your cameras on, and I can see what you're doing and what have you. We're going to have fun tonight. All right. I don't just. I love what I do. I love working with Stuart. You ready? Ready for me to start then, Stuart?
Go for it.
Excellent.
3, 2, 1, go.
And we can all see the slides, can we?
Yeah.
I'm just getting you all on my other screen. I've got 2 screens here, so you're all here in front of me, so I can look at you, and this is my slides over there. So it's all about content. We've already done what you want to get out of today. I want you to create content and get noticed. All right, I've got some stories to tell you along the way tonight, which are compelling reasons to do LinkedIn. I've trying to rest my voice. I've got 2 gigs at the weekend, so excuse me sucking a sweet. Right, hands up who creates content. Yeah, not many. Right, in the chat, why don't we create content? In the chat. And it doesn't matter what excuse you've got, it really doesn't matter. Just write it down. I'm not going to pick on anybody. This is what we're going to cover. All right. Creating content, excuses, ideas for that, and the one that everybody asked me, the best time to post. And I'm going to give you that today, absolutely free of charge. In the chat, why don't we create content? I have been in sales for 32 years. Yeah, I know I don't look it. But here's the thing. People buy from people who they know, who they like, and who they trust. All right. Apart from Sky TV, think of a major purchase that you've made where you didn't like the person selling you the stuff. Yeah. And the whole idea of using LinkedIn is to build up that know, like, and trust. All right. So if we show up regularly, hands up who goes to networking meetings. Hands up who's ever been to a networking meeting. Yeah. If you went to, I'm going to pick on you, Stuart. If you went to a networking meeting every single day, Stuart, all right, different ones, different areas, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, would you get business?
Well, it depends, because we're having fried breakfast every morning. They might be dead, but supposing I survived that, yes, you would get business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's of it?
So think of LinkedIn as a 24/7 global networking event. Yeah. Whatever you do at that networking event where you meet Stuart and you have a really fattening breakfast, then you can do that on LinkedIn. All right. Have we put some stuff in the chat?
Yes.
I want to know why people aren't. Do you want to shout them out for me, Stuart? Save me for trying to find them.
Yeah, there's some good ones here actually. So, Rohit. Don't know.
I said I wouldn't pick on anybody. I don't want names. Just tell me what we're getting.
All right. So, I won't mention any names then. Sorry, Rohit. I won't mention your name, but that one said don't know how to. Hey, somebody else who wants to remain nameless. I have. Oh, that's a good one. I have an advertising team that does it for me. Okay, we'll call that delegation. Scared about what people think about my post and don't know what to post. Scared about what people think. That's interesting. My Mercedes, the sales guy was a knob. Okay. Any,
But
a lot of people worried about what people think. I think
yeah.
is the team there, Ashley?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so why LinkedIn? It's free. There's 1 billion users on there, so you're gonna find your customer. And I want you to write this down, please. I can see you holding your pen, Callum. I want you to write this down. Less than 5% of people create content.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for showing up, Ben. Less than 5% of people create content. Now, just in case there's no mathematicians in the room, that means that if you create content, and literally, I promise you, once a month is called creating content, according to LinkedIn, once a month, you're better than 95% of people on the platform. Where in the world can you be better than 95% of people? So create content, and that's what this is all about today. All right. I'd want you to do more than once a month, but I don't want you doing every single day like Stuart was, because then he burnt out and didn't do it. All right, we'll get to that. So this is the framework that I teach. Okay, I do totally different things. But basically, if you do 15 minutes a day, you can do amazing things on LinkedIn. We're just looking at content today. We're not looking at the framework. Well, what we're going to look at is the content. And so we're going to break that down. So you've told me what you said. Pretty much what I hear all the time. Yeah. Hands up if there's something on there that stops you from creating content. Yeah. Okay. This is why we should create content. We become known. We make connections. Hands up who wants more connections on LinkedIn. Yeah. We attract clients. Hands up who wants more clients. Yeah. And we can improve hiring. Now, at the moment, getting staff is a complete nightmare. All right. I don't know if is anyone recruiting at the moment. If you were recruiting, how would you like a list of people who want to work for you? Because if you're doing the right things on LinkedIn, people will want to come and work for you. And it's the best way to build that know, like, and trust. Okay. So a lot of this is in our minds, guys. We tell ourselves that we're scared of it and stuff like that. I saw a talk last week with a mindset coach, and a lot of it is self-sabotage and stuff like that. It's all down to neuroscience. Okay. Down in Devon, we don't have any saber-toothed tigers. Okay. I don't know what it's like where you guys are. I didn't ask where you guys are. It'd be nice to see where you are, so if you put that in the chat. But when we were invented, there was a saber-toothed tiger and other scary beasts and stuff like that. We didn't have guns and cages and all that sort of malarkey to fend them off. So when we were invented, we got this fright and flight thing. Yeah. So we see a flutter in the bushes or something, and we think, oh my goodness, it's one of those saber-toothed tigers that killed Bob last week. You run a mile. Yeah. If we didn't have that fight or flight response and all these stuff going through our head, we'd see that pretty cat and go, oh, what lovely colors. Oh, what nice sharp teeth it's got. Oh, isn't that pretty? We would be extinct. So our saber-toothed tigers today is writing content, doing LinkedIn, doing social media. Yeah. And we need to get over ourselves. Has anyone here ever jumped on one of these death slides? Does anyone know what they are? I'm trying to find there we go. There's a bit of card here. So basically it's a slide like that. So you jump off the top, and it's pretty much free fall until you just hit the curvature at the bottom. Has anyone been on one?
Yes.
Anyone push their kids off one? Bless you. So this is a true story. We went to this park and there was a death slide there. Okay. And this is when my girls were little girls, not grown up women. And Dad, want to go on the death slide? Huh? Yeah, go on, up you go. I'll come with you. Went up the top and I look, what the? It's a long way down. Before I had a chance to stop them, they were already gone and having a whale of a time. And meanwhile, there's loads of other kids coming over. I don't know if you've ever been on the death slide, but just at the top here, you can see that little kid there. He's leaning over and holding on, yeah? That's probably me pushing my daughter off. And so I'm up there and I'm watching them and oh my God, that's frightful. You look down as a grown-up and you're like, that's it. You're going to break your neck or your legs or what have you. Got the ambulance on speed dial. And you're like, oh, Dad, come with us. It's brilliant. Yeah, right. Okay. No, Dad, have a go. And some other guy, my sort of age, had a go like, oh, right. Okay. I better have a go, eh? And I'm there. I might have to pull this down a little bit so you can see. Yeah, you can see my legs. So I was on there, right? On this death slide. And I get up. And I'm there. And my knuckles have gone all white. It's a long way down. And then as I look up, I see a sign. What do you think that sign says, guys?
Don't look down.
No, it's not. Don't look down. I didn't go off for a quick bathroom break. Any ideas yet? Karen Kennedy's going to come in and wonder what the hell I'm doing. All right. It says, right? I can turn that. Start sharing. You can see me in full Technicolor. Karen, you're late.
I know, sorry.
So I'm on top of this slide, Karen. All right, I'm just about to jump off. And there's a big sign up. What do you think the sign says?
Jump.
No. Beware of friction burns.
Ah.
Hence the jacket. I'm all right now. I'm up there. Meanwhile, Karen, kids are coming over left, right, and centre. My girls keep going down. And every time they come round, they go, come on, Dad, come on, Dad. I'm talking about neuroscience here because we're scared of everything, especially the slide. When I jump, I want a round of applause, all right? I can't remember whether I stood over or not. So here I am, ready to jump. 3, 2, 1, and he goes. Oh my God, that was so much fun. And I'm pushing past all the bloody kids that were getting in the way, and I was having another go. It was so much fun, okay? But in my mind, I was telling myself I was going to break my neck, I was going to break my leg, I was going to burn all the skin off my body. But it wasn't anything like that. It was so much fun. And I want you to think of LinkedIn like the death slide, all right? You can do all the actions if you want. You can have sweaty palms if you want. But it's fine, all right? And you won't, I promise you, you won't even get any friction burns with LinkedIn content. Got a little caveat to that story. My daughter's now got a little 4-year-old. And we went there a few months ago. And he's a little bruiser he is. Come on, Bampy, let's go on the slide. So we took him up there, dangled him off and dropped him. He absolutely loved it. And I thought, oh, I better jump on, because I do this story. And I looked down and I just went. My daughter, she couldn't do it, because it's what's going on in our head. Have you caught up yet, Karen? Who is this? I don't know what to write about. Hands up if this is you. There's loads that we can write about. Absolutely loads and loads and loads and loads. All right. What I want you to do is think about your story. All right, because you're unique. You're absolutely unique. All right. Think about your earlier career, what you've done in your life, how you got here, your journey, and all that. Maybe you had a manager role, a board level, became self-employed, all that sort of stuff. All of that weaves into a lovely story that makes you totally unique. And you can pull on that story, yeah? Some of you are as old as me, so you've got loads of stuff to go back to. This is my story. Started life as a chef, I got married. I became a sales guy so we could have a family. I've got 2 daughters. I work with accountants, I coach accountants, and now I'm self-employed. So when I create my content, I pull those things out. And I can use some of those stories that, I've got 2 daughters. That gives me a purpose. I self-employed, so I'm a risk taker, or I'm an entrepreneur. As a chef, I worked hard. So if you think about all of the things that you've done in your past careers, lives, etc., there's a rich tapestry in there that you can draw on. And when you get home, or when you've got 5 minutes, I want you to draw a thing and come up with your story, because it is totally unique. Yeah? Yeah? Thank you. So, what have you learned in your time that you've been doing it? Who has inspired you? Where are you now? Maybe you're in a garage, Ben, Carl. Right, target audience. I want you to think about your target audience. Where do your target audience hang out? And write about that sort of stuff. Think about where they're going to be. I love working with accountants and bookkeepers. So all of these things here are stuff that accountants and bookkeepers love, don't they, Karen? Sorry to keep picking on you. How are you doing, by the way? All right. So I'm connected to lots of people at all of these logos that you see on the screen. Yeah. So Joe and Zoe, from the Six Figure Bookkeeper, you see in the top corner there, they run a bookkeeping support group. And so therefore, most of the people following Zoe and Joe are going to be bookkeepers and accountants, my target audience. So I want to write stuff like Joe and Zoe are writing, because that's going to attract the same people. Does that make sense? So I want you to find your own Zoe and Joe.
I can't see anything on the screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Thank you for telling me that. You're all too polite. Have we missed? How many slides have we missed then? I was going through that. I did all these lovely slides and no one said.
Oh, we're intrigued with the story.
Oh my goodness. Why didn't anyone tell me? Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you said that. That would have been terrible.
He's frozen now. There we go. You stopped sharing again.
I know. I don't know what's going on now. All right, there we go. So that was what I was talking about, yeah?
Yep.
My story, yeah? All right, and when you get home, I want you to come up with your story. So you take photographs of these slides if you want. And that's what I was talking about. Okay, so there we go. All of those people there, all right? Logos that you would recognize if you were in the accounting and bookkeeping space. Yeah? Anyone in that space? Yeah, oh, a few of you. Cool. So because you're following them, if I write stuff that they like, then you're going to like that stuff as well. All right, so I want you to find your own thing. Work out where your clients are going to be. Who are they following? Yeah, there's going to be an association magazine. There's going to be an association. There's going to be conferences and stuff like that. And think about who they are following. Who are your clients following? So your clients are going to be following these types of people. Okay, create content that they're going to enjoy. Right, so what to write? We still don't know what to write. Okay, what I'm going to do, so this is what we all think, right? But guess what? Guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody absolutely cares. Promise you, Maria. I'm going to prove it to you now. Has anyone here got a streaming service such as Netflix or similar?
Sadly, yes.
Is that everybody? Yeah, we've all got, right, okay. I don't know about you, but this happens now and again with my wife. So we're sat there flicking through. Shall we watch something tonight, love? Yeah. Go on Netflix. Oh, look, Ricky Gervais at number 2. That's number 2 in the country, so it's gonna be brilliant. We like Ricky Gervais, don't we? Oh, yeah. He was in the Afterlife, wasn't he? Yeah, and The Office, he's brilliant, isn't he? So we sit there and we watch Ricky Gervais. Yeah, we've all done that, haven't we? No, we don't have to admit to watching Ricky Gervais, but I'm just picking on Ricky tonight. And we start watching it, and you're like, is this any good for you? Well, no, he's normally good, isn't he? He's normally funnier than this. Oh, I know. Should we give him 10 more minutes? How about 5? So we sit there and we watch it for another 5 minutes. It's that good, I took my jacket off. I don't need friction burns for this bit. This isn't going anywhere. Should we turn it off? Yeah, too bloody right, that's rubbish. Let's watch The Crown instead. Yeah, good idea. Hands up if that has happened to you. Did you write to Netflix and say, hey, that Ricky Gervais thing was rubbish? Did you write to Ricky Gervais and say, hey, I loved you in The Office. Afterlife was amazing. This was rubbish. Did anyone do that? Does anyone write to the director and say, look, I love how you direct all these other things, but how on earth did you get involved with such crud? No one's ever done that? Because you don't care. You really don't care. You're worried about what else we're going to watch. We'll go and watch The Crown instead. All right? And it's exactly the same with your content. All right? So just go for it and don't worry about it, because nobody cares. We're all too worried about everything else. But the thing is, right, people will start to care because they'll see you showing up. They'll see your personality. They'll see that you're adding value. All right? So stop worrying. Create content and see what happens. What's the best that could happen? So, excuses. All right, I want to find out who's got the best excuses for content. All right, just put your hands up as I scroll through all of these things. All right, just if this is you, then put your hand up. I've got no idea what to post. People would dislike me for being too much in their face. I struggle with that one. I'm busy working on the perfect piece of content. My connections don't care about seeing my posts. People already know what I'll write about. There's a few accountants in the room tonight. You're probably all thinking, yeah, someone else has written about spreadsheets. I don't need to do it. I don't want to get judged. I'm too afraid of posting. Posting is too complex. Only influencers should do it. It's just not my thing. I just like scrolling. Remember, nobody cares. They're just excuses. If we post, we become front of mind. People start seeing us. We become front of mind. Your activity will drive profile views. Yeah? So people are coming to look at your profile. That's like them walking into your shop. They come to your profile and they go, oh my goodness, the best accountant in the world. I want some of that. It gives people more reasons to view your profile again. So think about Netflix. If they didn't create content, then we'd stop watching Netflix and we'd all be subscribing to Disney and watch Rivals or something. Your post can be shared. If you write something that's good and valuable, people are going to click that little repost button and it goes to a brand new audience. How amazing is that? But you have to create the content first. And posting valuable content positions you as an authority in your area. And you could even get booked to talk in Canada. One post. That's all I did. I've written loads of other posts, but this post here was all about scope creep, something that accountants and bookkeepers struggle with because of their pricing. And the Lorraine Ellison from the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants saw this post and she messaged me. She said, hey, Ashley, do you fancy doing a talk at our spring conference? Because this resonates with our clients, with our members. I know, me, in front of a load of accountants.
Ashley,
what could go wrong? Yeah.
A quick question coming in about the premium profile. Is it worthwhile?
Can we leave the questions to the end?
I want to leave questions in.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'll take notes then. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll do all of those at the end.
Excellent.
So she turned around and said, would you talk at this conference? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Got to give it a go. There's nothing to lose. What's the best that can happen? Well, the best that can happen, guys, is they asked me back to do the closing keynote the following year. I've done some work with accountants, which is a huge accountancy show. I've done the TAG conference, AAT Members Day. So I was helping all the AAT. Team 17, I got to speak on the same stage as Patrick Keelty. I've done podcasting for Accountex. And I literally, last week, I was in Canada. All because of that one post. So if that's not compelling enough, then I don't know what is. It absolutely works. If you're not creating content, you're doing this.
Right.
Yeah. So, what do we write about? What's the problem that you can solve? Hands up who's got clients at the moment. Yeah, so you're helping them. You can solve their problems. That's what you write about. Think about the pains that they've got, how you can save them time or money, how you can give them knowledge. There's loads and loads of stuff that you can write about. Think about the job industry that they're doing, where they are, and write specifically to them. One of the top tips is to actually think about a client or a prospect. Maybe you had somebody chat to you recently. Write a post just for them. Think of Stuart in your mind and write to Stuart in a post. Because if Stuart's asked you that question, there's probably, quite a few more have got a similar question. And stop worrying about being different, because you are. Yeah? You've got a different experience. You've got a different method. Your results are different. You've got a different style. And it's all about showing that by writing it and creating content. That's what's coming over. And people start to see you. They start to like you. They start to trust you. Samantha Mitchum is a really busy on LinkedIn in the accounting space. And I've had her on my live shows quite a few times. She's brilliant. And she just shows up as Samantha. And I saw this post and I said, oh, can I borrow this for my training? She said, oh my goodness, yeah, of course. And basically, she found her old journal for 2021. And this is what she was going to post in 2021. And this is what she actually did. So every single Monday, she did motivational Mondays. Every single Tuesday, Tax Tip Tuesday, Workout Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, and every single Friday, Feel Good Friday. So she knew absolutely every single day when she came into work, she knew what she was writing. Okay? The Tax Tip Tuesdays were videos. All right? Every single Tuesday, she sat down, she recorded a little video all about tax. She has got business off the back of those videos. And at Accountex in Manchester, she was on my panel when I was doing a talk in front of the audience. And she was saying that she could actually sit down and work out which clients came from which video. Just because she's putting that information out there, because she's becoming front of mind. You've got this tax issue in your head, and then you see a video by Samantha. You're like, oh my goodness, she must know a little bit about tax. And so you watch her next week, and you watch her next week, and then the next week it's that complex issue that you were thinking about, and you're like, oh my goodness, she's got the answer to that. You're going to pick the phone up, you're going to have a chat with her because she's an expert. Yeah, you're all experts, but we don't know. So I want you to pick a day. I don't want you to do 5 days a week like Samantha does, because only 1 day a week, all right, is better than 95% of people on the platform. What could you do? What day could you do with an alliteration? Yeah? Have a think about what you do. Have a think about what you know. Have a think about how you help people. And if it's one of those things starts with one of those letters of the days of the week, you've got it. Maria, have you got it? Maria's Monday Musings. Yeah? But what it means is every single Tuesday, you just need to come up with a tax tip. Yeah? I was chatting to a new client yesterday, and he had all the excuses that you've got as well, guys. And I said, so what sort of advice would you give me if I came to work with you now, if I was a new client? And you go, oh, I'd be this. Right, okay. And can you give me another one? Yeah, this. Just like that, he came up with 2 tips. Just like that. And he's going to sit down with his partner, and they're going to sit down and they're going to come up with a load of other tips. And every Tuesday, he's going to drop a new tip. I said, how long do you reckon it'll take you to do 50? An afternoon? I said, brilliant. Block out an hour, do 20 or 30. That's content for the next 20, 30 weeks. Yeah? Just 1 day a week. And then every single that day, you come up with that. And the thing is, right, if you're thinking of a tax tip now for those accountants, you might have thought of 1 or 2. I promise you by next week, you'd have thought of 3 or 4 more. You know when someone says red mini, and you're sort of like, oh, I've never seen a red mini, but now I've told you red mini, you're going to see loads of red minis. Yeah, it's exactly the same with content. You start seeing it all over the shop. Right, there's loads and loads of types of content that you can put on LinkedIn. So I'm going to go through them. Text-only post still does really well when you're creating that content. Make sure you start off with something that's engaging, give it a space, and roll the next line so that it goes past the line and goes into the next one. So then it evokes the see more button. Because if it does that, someone's got to click see more. What makes you an expert? I was asked recently when doing a presentation, and we want to click the see more, don't we? Because it's broken halfway through. So that's a text post. And then there's photo posts. So the first one, me with my Canada flag, that's a single photo. The next one is multiple photos. Now, some people spend an age and put all of those multiple photos into a little frame, and is it called a collage? Yeah? If you put all the photos in a collage, it's just one photo. These are multiple photos, and it says at the bottom +1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 +1. So there's 5 photos there. And I'm going to click on all 5 of them because I'm nosy to see who Ashley's with, or see if I'm in those photos. Yeah? So that's a great way to keep people on your post. And then the last one, can anyone see the last one? I mean, can anyone say what's different about it? I put a big circle around it. I've put my logo on it. So now it looks like a business post. All right. And people say, oh, you need to let people know you're in business. But as soon as you do that, it looks like a business post. Hands up who likes reading business posts. Is that a no, Alec?
Maybe.
Yeah. I did a presentation similar to this, and it was a room. There was about 100 people in there, and when I asked that question, only 2 people put their hand up. Yeah, we want to read personal stuff. We want to see videos. Yeah, videos is a great way to build up that know, like, and trust. Anybody here heard of a guy called David Attenborough? Yeah, of course we have, because how many videos has he done? Yeah, he's really built up that know, like, and trust. And that's the great way about video. All right. I know you don't like doing video, but just get over yourself because nobody cares. There's such a thing as a poll on LinkedIn. This is a great way to get quick engagement. If you ask the questions right, and you always, you might want to write this down, guys. Always have other please comment as an option. Yep. Because there's always going to be someone else that's going to disagree with what you think. So always have other please comment. Something here called a document post. And this is where you can start sharing lots and lots of information. It saves it as a PDF. It's a bit like a carousel. I think it's called a carousel on Instagram. And you have different slides and you can make it look really pretty. You can add loads of value. And at the end, you can put all your contact details on because it's downloadable. And if it's valuable enough and people download it or share it, that's a great marketing tool. So when someone comments on our post, what do we do? Someone comments on our post, what do we do? Yay, someone commented. We comment back, we thank them. Yeah, we'd be engaging. Maybe even take it to the DMs. Oh, thanks ever so much for commenting on my post. That's a good point, that is. And da-da-da-da-da. Here's a white paper that explains that in greater detail. Yeah? Right, this is the one that everyone signs up for. They want to know, this is the thing. All right. When is the best time to post? Is it Tuesday at 7:30 in the morning? Is it Friday lunchtime? Is it Sunday at 5 p.m? Right, you ready, guys? Pens out. The best time to post is Stop worrying about the algorithm. Stop worrying about anything. Just get it out. Okay? What you do is, I said earlier, people don't care until you make them care. You will get into a rhythm and you will find the best time to post for you. Now, all these people are doing loads of algorithm reports. They're saying, oh, this is the best time to post, or this is, yeah? And you're sort of like, yeah, that's because you've tested it, not me, okay? I create my content every single day around about 6:30, yeah? And I'm finding that the people looking at my content are probably getting up, probably scrolling through their phone, probably adding a comment. Yeah? You might find that lunchtime's better for you. You might find that weekends are better for you. It really doesn't matter. Don't overthink it. But once you do get into a rhythm, always do it at the same time. Personal content. I get laughed at for this one. My daughter, right? It was her birthday. And anyone here got little kids? Make their birthday special. So, you know, when they were little, they had a high chair and they come down for breakfast and it was like, oh, there's a balloon on the high chair. And we just carried on. And so I went to Deb said, as my wife, she said, hey, you better go and get a balloon for Megs. It's her birthday. Okay, not a problem. Off I go. Down the shop, find a balloon. There's a great big like display of flat balloons. And you take the flat balloon up to the guy and he goes, oh, I come over here, we'll put your gas in. Do you want a ribbon? I go, yeah, let's have a ribbon. What colour? Oh, choice. I picked a gold ribbon to go with the pink princess balloon. He goes, do you want one of those things that you can tie it on so it don't float away? I said, no, I'm strong enough to hold a balloon. He said, what about a bag to put it in? I said, no, I'm quite happy walking up the road with my little balloon. And he turns around to me and goes, oh, that's a birthday balloon. Can I ask who's it for? I said, yes, my daughter. He goes, oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. How old is she? I went, 28. And he just looked at me. I went, look, don't ask me, ask Debbie. And so anyway, I'm thinking of this story and I'm walking up the road with my balloon. Everybody beeping at me as I'm walking past with, you know, big strapping lad with a girly balloon. I said to my wife, I said, hey, take a photo. Oh, not bloody more content, Ash. Yeah. It'll be funny. So I did. I sat there with the balloon, took a photo. It's quite a cool little photo, isn't it? And I told the story in this post. And some people are thinking, God, what a muppet. Who cares about a balloon? But there's other people thinking, oh, what a nice guy. Gets a balloon for his daughter, even though she's 28. Yeah? And it doesn't matter what side of the fence you sit on, because if you're the person that went, oh, he's a muppet, we probably wouldn't get on. And if you're the type of person that thinks, oh, what a nice guy, we're going to get along so well because I'm sharing a little bit of me. Yeah? People buy from people who they know, like, and trust. If you scan that QR code, that takes you to a little video where I talk in greater detail about personal content. Because of those two people that turned around at this conference and said, I only like reading business posts, this one woman came over and tore me off a strip as if I policed LinkedIn. I don't want to see stuff like that. And I said, look, with all due respect, madam, when you go to a networking meeting, you don't just talk business, do you? Well, I do. No, you don't. You talk about the weather. You talk about your holiday. You talk about your dog, your parking. That you. No. I just talk business all the time. We need some personal. Okay. And you can see how well that post did, all right, compared with my other content that week. Absolutely went crazy. All because of a guy walking up the street with a balloon. So it shows that people relate with that sort of content. So here's some ideas for you. 5 reasons to use software. Is a limited company a good idea? This is borrowed from my bookkeeping one, so I do apologize. All you accountants and bookkeepers in here got loads of brilliant ideas now. 3 ways to save tax. But this could be 3 things you shouldn't do in this, whatever your business is. Someone shout out their business.
Kitchens and bathrooms.
Kitchens and bathrooms. 3 ways to save on worktops. Yeah? Okay. Kitchen tip Tuesday. Yeah? Is a marble worktop a good idea? Yeah? Mm-hmm. why you don't need a kettle tap in your new kitchen. How to find the best kitchen fitter. Yeah.
Optimize rate.
Three tips for tiling. Yeah. Why I became a kitchen guru. Don't do this with your new kitchen. Yeah. So it's dead easy to create content. If you want another 102 ideas, I've got a book. There it is, right behind me. It says 101 ideas on the front, but what you do is when you get the book, you take a selfie with it and go, oh, I bought this book from Ashley. You tag me in it, I see it, and I comment on it, and it goes viral. That's how good it is. But this book, right, will start helping you with your content if you get stuck. So, creating content puts you in the 5% club. Just one post could change your life. Content is everywhere. Fear is in your mind. Nobody cares. There you go, guys. That's me. Any questions?
You came through, Ashley. I'll just walk through. I think the first one that came through was around the premium profile. Is it worthwhile? Is it worth having that little gold badge?
Everybody asked me that one. If you're hammering LinkedIn, yeah, get it. If you're not, don't worry about it. It doesn't give you any benefits. It just gives you a few more tools. Yeah. I hammer LinkedIn. Surprise, surprise. You're only allowed to look at so many profiles. You're only allowed to send so many messages, stuff like that. All right. I don't come across those limits. Your average user won't come across those limits.
Okay. Makes sense. How often to post? You kind of covered that one.
Once a week to start off with, build it up to 3 times a week as an optimum. But only once you're comfortable with it. You don't have to do it every day.
Excellent. Posts or articles? Ashley, what's the best? Posts or writing articles?
It's up to you. It's up to you. Before I forget, can I just have a photograph of everybody doing this so I can share this on my gratitude post on Friday, please? Every single Friday I do a gratitude post. Thank you. Article is long form, right? Yes. They stick around forever. Okay. Now I'm working with another woman at the moment, and she turned around to me. She said, I want to write more. I want to write longer stuff. What shall I do? I said, if you like writing and you can commit to once a week, why don't you create it as a newsletter? So it creates as a newsletter, but it stays as an article, so it stays there forever. And she can write really long form stuff. When you create the newsletter, what it does, it has a post to create to introduce that newsletter. So she gets a short form post, yeah. And if you want to know more about this amazing stuff, go into the newsletter. And what it does, it tells you it's a 2-minute read or a 3-minute read or a 4-minute read, yeah. And so now she's got a newsletter. All right, there's some tips that you need to do with a newsletter. And she said, oh, I'll do a newsletter. I said, no, we will do it together. And literally, we spent nearly an hour creating her newsletter. But I've given her homework over the last few weeks to come up with ideas and that. Don't just do a newsletter because you got a newsletter, because your very first newsletter has to hit the ground running. But it's a great way to create regular content.
Plus articles rank on Google, whereas posts don't. So it's always a little tip as well. Cameron put an interesting one about, do I need a business page? And then asked a supplementary question. So just noticed they're actually trying to get 2 questions in there for the price of one. Typical accountant there, eh? So do I need a business page? And I've just started a podcast. Do I need a separate page for that as well?
Okay, so first of all, yes, you should have a business page, but don't pay it much heed. Okay, the only reason to have a business page, in fact, let me just go and show you on here. This is could you see my profile?
Yep.
Full Cup Coaching. That's my business page. The only reason I've got a business page is it looks professional on my homepage. Okay. I am a LinkedIn trainer. I have 11,500 followers on my personal page. Okay. How many does anyone think in the chat? In the chat, how many has my company page got? Yeah. 11,500 on my personal page. I'm a LinkedIn trainer, so I'm bound to have an amazing company page. In the chat, how many followers have I got to my company page? 300, 1,000, 500, 1, 2, 3. So Karen, you win. I have 316 followers to my company page because nobody cares, because people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. Yeah. Does anyone here know the name of my company? Doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. I care that you know that I'm Ashley. I care that you know that I wear a yellow t-shirt all the time. Yeah. I have several yellow t-shirts. It's fine. And so the company page, what was part 2 of the question?
I've got a podcast. Should I have a separate page for that?
Yes, you can create a page for the podcast. Yeah. So you can have a company page and a podcast page, and set it up like that, or you can have it as a I can't think what they call it. A showcase page.
Excellent.
You can have a showcase page for your podcast. So I've got one for my book. So the reason I've got that is if ever I talk about my book, I put an at sign in front of it, and then it takes people to the page with the book is, and then they can start buying it.
So next question came in. Ash, there's a section where you can list projects and add pictures. Good idea, or just do posts?
Are we talking about the featured section?
Not quite sure. Rohit, do you want to just expand on that?
Well, I'll just show you my thing here. This is my featured section.
No, so there's a section on there where you, so I've listed my profile as QS at Acre Contractors, and it lets me add projects that I've worked on. And it says
that'd be on your business page then.
No, it's on my personal profile.
Okay.
And it shows like the start year and the end year and.
Oh, I haven't even got it on my profile.
Oh yeah, add projects. Yeah.
Yeah. So you found something that I don't even use.
Right. I might get rid of that because I think when I started, it was more to do like a CV on what I've worked on personally.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
And another question here, Ashley, was about weekend posts. Good idea, bad idea, personal preference.
All right, here's the thing, right? Hands up who's got a life. I'm actually working with a burnout coach. Not because I'm going to burn out, because I don't want to burn out. Yeah. And since I've been working with her, I've reduced what I do at weekends. When I first started working with her, I would come in here at about 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and do a bit of work because I can, because everyone else is asleep, and the same Sunday. And basically what would happen is during the week, I don't have to worry about that because I'll do it Saturday. I don't have to worry about that. I'll do it Sunday. And since I've been working with her, I do nothing on a Sunday. I come in here on a Saturday morning. I'm not allowed to get out of bed until 6 because I normally get up at 5. So I'm not allowed to get out of bed until 6. And I come in here between 6 and 8ish and go for a walk. And then Sunday, I'm not allowed in here. I don't go on my computer. And I deleted LinkedIn off my phone at weekends. So if you send me a DM after lunchtime on a Friday, you'll get a message saying, hey, sorry, I'm out of the office, or words to that effect. But I'll be back on Monday. Nobody has messaged me to say this is disgusting. You're not looking after us at a weekend. Yeah. And so I've cut all of that out. I create the post on a Saturday and I automatically create it on the Sunday. Every Sunday, I do my Sunday suggestions, which is a newsletter with 5 ideas for content. But I do that during the week and I set it up so that it's all done before I finish at lunchtime on a Friday. I was asked to jump on a podcast and be part of a team. So there's 3 of us doing this podcast. and it aired at 12 o'clock on a Friday, and it started eating into my weekend. So I sacked it off because it's important for me to have time off at weekends. And so because I'm not doing that at weekends, I'm more present with my family. So there's my opinion on weekend posting.
Right. Do you work to live or live to work? Another question came in, Ashley. How do we get a copy of your book?
Right, I'll put a link to Amazon in here.
Excellent. How do we get a copy of your book?
There you go. That should take you to Amazon.
Right. See, actually, Rohit,
it does. That's genius.
It's all in the power of the question. You'll notice this in LinkedIn. So the question I would have asked is, how do we get a free copy of your book?
Sign up to work with me 1-to-1 and I'll sign it.
Excellent. So link is in there. Fantastic. I'm just conscious at time, Ashley. I know you've got to dive at 7. That's all the questions that come in on the chat box. Has anybody else got any other questions? Just shout out. Don't be shy. We don't bite.
I don't bite, and I've had a shower.
Carol, you must have a question, surely?
No, I think I did quite well with the questions.
How many notes did you make on your remarkable, Carl? Ben?
Actually, I asked a third question.
Oh, did you?
My followers are mostly accountants and bookkeepers. So what will posting a tax tip Tuesday do?
What will posting a tax tip Tuesday do?
If most of the followers are accountants.
It will put you front of mind, Karen.
But I don't, so that's the point. I don't want to be front of mind for accountants and bookkeepers, but that's who follows me.
Yeah, they do. But people will start seeing you.
Okay.
You need to curate your feed, all right, and comment more on your type of client.
Yes.
Okay. So work out who your ideal client would be. Yeah. So think back to that slide where I had Zoe and Joe. There's going to be people, there's going to be, who's your ideal client, Karen?
Business owners in the Highlands and Islands.
Okay. And who are they following? They're going to be following bank managers. They're going to be following recruitment people. Yeah. There's going to be somebody like Zoe or Joe in the Highlands of Scotland that are doing what they do. Yeah. Just creating content.
Okay.
Yeah. Lawyers, other accountants might have a big following. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've just got to start creating a tax tip Tuesday. All right. And if you haven't had any leads from that by the end of next year, I'll give you your money back. But I promise you, it really, really works. One thing that Samantha said, she said she did a tax tip on one of those Tuesdays, and it was something that changes every year. And I know nothing about tax, and it might be corporation relief or something, but it's something that changes every single year. So it's 3 years out of date, and she still gets inquiries today from that video because she ended up putting all her videos on YouTube. Yeah. So if you commit to doing one video every single Tuesday, a tax tip Tuesday, I promise you, after 12 months, you will have had leads from it. And if you put it into a YouTube channel, you're going to have 52 videos on YouTube.
Yep.
It really is that simple. What Samantha actually said was, if you go and find my video and just redo it. That's what she told the audience.
Okay.
I wonder how many people actually went away and did that.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries.
Excellent. Okay. Has anybody else got any other questions?
I have.
Or will we wrap up?
I have. If you like today's presentation, guys, every single Friday, I do a gratitude post. I'm going to share this photo. So if you find that post, around about 6:30, 7 o'clock on Friday, this Friday, pop on there and say, oh my goodness, that was me in the photo. I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation, especially the bit where he jumped off the slide. So that would be very helpful. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I will keep an eye open for that. Okay, thank you everybody for joining us. If you get any questions, when I emailed you out with the link, Ashley's email address was there. You've got the link for his book, you've got the link for his LinkedIn, you've got his email address, so he is completely contactable. Thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you found that helpful, and I'll be making sure I'm connected with you all on LinkedIn so that I can monitor your activity. Have a great evening, folks.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Ashley.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.